Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Once again, this game was donated by my friend Card. When people donate a game, I try to follow through with their requests to the best of my ability, and that is why Mist has come along.
Hi everyone!
I work to get paid. I never was too attached to Fodlan. I was considering leaving soon. But I might change my mind if you're around.
Yay, Shamir. Yeah, all of the Knights of Saros, even Shamir, as far as I can tell, are gone in the Black Eagles route. Which, again, understandable, makes perfect sense. So, again, I'm not sure how many of them I actually killed. Like, Lady Rhea's dialogue in that fight seems to insist that I killed Cyril, Catherine, and, I don't remember if I fought, Hanuman, Manuela, or Eloise. I know Gilbert's not dead, because they've talked about him. But I know that, the dialogue seemed to insist the idea that Catherine and Cyril died, because, like, when you beat Sedith and Flayn, Rhea's like, yeah, they both kind of make a comment about retreating and stuff like that, but when you kill Catherine and Cyril, Lady Rhea's like, your sacrifice will not be in vain, and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're dead, or if it's more just like they lost, retreated, etc. I don't know. I have to find out as I continue that route. But that said, Mist reminded me of something in the last episode, which I couldn't find in between. But her reminding me of that reminded me that I have actually had an art showcase I wanted to show for several episodes and just keep forgetting. It's a real interesting set of comics by somebody who does very, very much not safe for work art. She has some safe for work stuff, but a lot of it is not. And these are some of her safe for work stuff, obviously, because, you know, YouTube would not let me show that. But she goes by Kinky Mation on Twitter. And she did this two-part comic here, where instead of reversing the hands of time, Sotha somehow splits Byleths into two people.
Oh, I remembered that!
Yes.
I've seen that one!
It's really, really funny. Yeah, I've got him up here for a moment. But I think the one that I thought was the funniest out of all of her things was this Flame comic. Where, you know, you've got Byleths fishing, she hands Flame, her, like, favorite fish, and then Flame just runs over to Seth and is like, brother, you must marry Professor Byleths, you must marry her, and I laugh at this one every time. I love this one. And then I have this as well because it's another art reference. Again, it's not a not safe for work one, so I can show it. But it's what she calls her Dynaref, which is dynamic references of different characters. And she's done them for Edelgard and Dorothea and a couple of others. But that one was my favorite, so I figured I'd show that one off. But yeah, she's done a lot of really good art. She's done a good amount of Fire Emblem stuff for Fire Emblem Three Houses. She has, what made me remember it was she mismentioned seeing a thing about Hubert and Edelgard, and it reminded me that Kinkymation did a comic with the Crimson Flower route, where Byleths and Edelgard walk into Rhea's room and they're like, it's so weird not having Rhea here and things like that. And then like the big punchline at the end is, I think Byleths is just like, want to make out? And Edelgard's like, yes. And I thought that one was funny. I couldn't find that one. Miss actually had to go check on something, so I looked it up, but I couldn't find it immediately. It's been months, so...
Professor, is there any reason for me to remain here? I want to be useful, of course, but I'm not sure anyone needs me.
But I need you
I
here.
really mean that. I will stay and do my best to help.
Another interesting thing I've learned about Marianne. Actually, go to Marianne again and look at her portrait. Like, look close at her portrait. Do you notice anything different about it? It might be easier to see if you open up the roster.
Yeah, it might be easier in the roster. I mean, not really, but I'm not sure what I'm looking for, so where is she? There it is.
I mean, doesn't she look like she's gotten a bit more sleep?
True.
And she's got a light in her eyes.
Yeah, she does not. She doesn't look like she has the tired eyes that she had before, so.
Something I've learned from listening to what Nico has said about what the comments have told him. In the Blue Lions and the Black Eagles playthroughs, if you don't recruit Marianne, you never see her again. And it's all but implied that she kills herself.
Interesting. So she's not even in the, like, Golden Deer, which is what her route actually is.
No, she is in the Golden Deer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it.
said
Yeah.
if you do the Blue Lions and Black Eagles and don't recruit her.
Recruit her. Right. Okay. Yeah, I just misunderstood that. So, I thought you just meant, like, those, like, in general about those two routes, not in general, but, like, specifically those two routes, you know, like, she, you know, her story is only in those two routes kind of thing is what I was
No.
getting. So, okay. That's interesting. That is very
In
interesting.
the last 5 years, the monks here have left this place for the town below. However, once they learn of our return, perhaps they'll come back. I hope the monastery can return to normal someday.
Alright, Mercy is over here.
Professor,
Hello, Mercy.
do you have a moment, Professor? I need to speak with you.
I'm curious if this is going to be different since we're on Blue Lions instead of Black
Thank you
Eagles.
so much. This is what I wanted to address. This
Probably
letter
not
my
too
father
much.
just arrived.
Their direct supports usually aren't tied to the routes.
Have I not
Yeah.
mentioned him?
Well, I think she mentioned something. There's probably a line or two that's different, is what it'll be, so.
He's also the one who dragged
We'll
me
see.
to the church where
I don't remember. I don't remember her dialogue here exactly. So, I don't understand.
My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility. He's a very greedy man who was a roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war?
My thoughts exactly.
I don't know what to do about this proposal.
Will you accept?
I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must. I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no.
Blake,
Does your heart want?
I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church, but I want to help those in need. If I were to marry a noble, I think it would be difficult to realize that dream.
Why can't you decline?
It's just, I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me. I convinced myself that everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the officers' academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adoptive father opposed this decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me.
Severing your ties?
I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need.
Why reply at all?
If I don't, he'll go ahead with the arrangement. I suppose I must aim toward cutting him out of my life completely.
she's in quite the pickle, isn't she?
Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for. I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else.
Falling for someone else?
Why, it's you, Professor. Isn't that obvious?
I wouldn't say obvious. Excuse me?
I'm just teasing. Now I'm off to write this letter and stand my ground.
Hello, Blake.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Aww.
Blake, please, my mouse.
I like her so much, though.
Let's see.
Silly Blake.
There's one note. After the war, we'll have far fewer opportunities to fight. When that day comes, what should I do? How will I keep my sword skills sharp? War will always exist. You should focus on the war, not the future. Strive to become the best in all of Fodlan. Yeah, I figured that's what Felix wanted. Just strive to become the very best that no one ever was. Hey, cornerstone fragment. Fragment of stone that has existed since the monastery's foundation. It shows the wear of time. Ooh. That is... which quest was that? Piece of history. Okay. Also, can we just talk about how there's just a gigantic hole in the top of the monastery now?
Yep.
What the crap?
And the rubble's there on the floor.
The rubble's there on the floor, yep. It's just like, I walked in here on Black Eagles and I saw the rubble. I'm like, if there's that much rubble, there must be a hole on the roof. I'm kind of going, not that you can really see it since you can't get the camera up there. And I see that and I went, And I kind of move and I'm just like, okay, you can see that. There's just, what is this, the Temple of Time in Breath of the Wild or something? Jeez. I mean, it makes sense in the Black Eagles route, because Rhea just, like, goes full dragon and bursts out of the freaking monastery. So, it's just like...
Well, it's like we don't know what happened in the 5 years here.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, in this route, you know, we find out she's the Immaculate One there in that final, like, cutscene there for the route. In Crimson Flower, if you decide to side with Edelgard at the end of the fight in Chapter 11, you know, where you fight the Flame Emperor and then they reveal that she's Edelgard and all that. You turn around and say, hey, no, I'm going to protect Edelgard. Rhea's just like, I can't believe that, you know, you have become corrupt and everything. And then right then and there, she becomes the dragon and tries to kill you, just straight up. I'm just like, oh, hi. So that was really interesting. It's like, you don't even get to chapter 12 before she goes full dragon. It's right at the end of chapter 11, and she goes full dragon, and it's like, oh, good. But then they use that as the reason why you join Edelgard and try to fight against Rhea and everything in chapter 12 for the end of part 1. It's like, look, the church is run by these horrendous beasts and things, you know? And he has no dialogue.
Indeed.
But Edelgard uses the fact that, you know, Rhea reveals herself as like, look, you know, the Immaculate One. She, you know, Rhea is this beast. She's been controlling everybody for 1,000 years, you know? And that's what causes the whole rebellion and the fight in chapter 12.
I can hardly look at the thing in the
So,
state it's in. Do something about it.
see what I can do. I don't think I can. Best just to leave him alone.
Please do. We tracked the boar for 5 years. I thought he was dead. In the state he's in, he might as well be. He's gotten better at killing people. And in exchange, surrendered what little humanity he had.
Yeah, basically. It's kind of like Voldemort, in a way. You know, Voldemort killed so many people, and one question that I've heard people say is like, well, you know, Voldemort split his soul in half and everything. Why is he so inhuman by the end? And what people don't realize is that it's not that he split his soul in half, or even that he split his soul into 8 parts. It's that every time he did it, he split his soul in half. So he has a full soul, splits it in half, and he already now has half a soul. It's not 8 individual parts. It's 8 halves of half, you know? So each time he's cutting himself down even more until there's just nothing left of him. And it feels kind of the same way here with Dimitri. He went nuts, you know, when he found out about Edelgard, and he's been killing people more, you know, so much that he's cut his soul in half, and then in half, and then in half, and there's just so little left. So, now let's see, you said if I do this for Seth and Flame, it helps.
Yes.
So we will do this for Seth and Flame.
May my song reach the goddess in the sky.
It is so much fun to sing with others.
Because it deepens bonds.
Yeah, it deepens bond. That probably pushed it over. No, but
It pushed it over with you and Flame.
Yeah, push it over with me and Flame, but not with them. I'll just do a food thing. I just hope that I didn't, that because I haven't even started them now, like, I hope that I haven't missed out on my chance.
You shouldn't. You should be able to.
Right. I mean, there were several chances before this to deepen their bonds, so it's just kind of like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, hey, this is something I should probably be doing, you know?
Oh, good.
Yeah, I probably would have been able to tell you sooner if I hadn't fallen behind on Nico's playthrough, but you know,
Yeah,
I did.
it happens. It happens. I mean, look at how far behind I am on Nico's playthrough. Oh, wait, that's by
To be
choice.
fair, that's so you don't get spoilers.
Yeah, like I said, oh, wait, that's by choice. Look how far behind I am. Oh, wait, that's because I'm choosing to be that far behind, specifically. But yeah, you did mention going in and making sure. It looks like everybody's already set up for their wore outfits automatically, which is cool. So I don't
I do believe a couple of them, like Cyril, were not.
Yeah. I know... in battle, yeah. I know Dorothea's on her class outfit.
But that's because the dancer outfit's just so cool.
Yeah, I was gonna
Although I think her monastery outfit could work for it, so that's personal preference.
It's a personal preference. I think I like her dancer outfit, especially now that she's older. So, but they are both just as sexy as each other. So, like honestly, I'm not gonna lie. She's just attractive in general. Also, like you can choose these, and they keep their like older faces. They just don't look right in the like academy and stuff like that outfits anymore. They just look weird in those outfits. So I actually had to go in. Also, I freaking love Petra's outfit. Like, oh my god. I said this on Crimson Flower, but like backless outfits are absolutely my thing, and just look at this. Like there's just nothing there, and I just love that. Like backless outfits are just one of the things that I freaking love. So, oh, looks like Marianne's in her battle outfit, or her class outfit. So that's interesting. Leonie. Oh, I completely forgot that I had Leonie. Yeah. Like, I don't know why I forgot that I had Leonie in my...
She was one of the last recruits here.
Yeah. Also, like, just anybody in this heavy armor is ridiculous. Like, it's so big and it's so heavy. Every time I look at anybody in that heavy armor, I'm just like, why? And I think the funniest one to see is Edelgard in heavy armor. Because she's just so small. But then she gets that heavy armor and she's so big. It's just like, what the crap?
Hi, Flame.
I just love it. Oh yes, I have seen this one, actually. I got this one right before doing the Crimson Flower route, so...
You recall how you helped me and allowed me to join your class, yes? I have learned a great many things since then. Indeed, I have truly grown so much. This personal growth is due in large part to you. And I wish to express my gratitude, sincerely.
I'm not sure you've grown that much.
Excuse me? Do you claim that I am still naive? I will have you know that I have made many friends and am constantly learning new things. Why, when I go to the market alone, I even haggle. You must be familiar with the delicate art of haggling, in which one negotiates a lower asking price for an item. That is the type of knowledge common only to those as mature as myself.
How old are you again?
Who? Me? Have you not asked this once before? It is a bit rude to ask repeatedly, you know.
You never told me.
Is that so? Well, it seems we have something in common, since I do not know your age either. Come now, there is nothing to be gained from focusing heavily on age. Touching on a previous discussion, I think I have learned more about you. I mentioned how you possess an air of mystery. I compared you to any old sea, but I have come to realize you are more like a particular sea, one I have seen before. When I was quite small, my mother would take me out to play in the sea. She was an excellent fisher, my mother. I grew to love fish deeply because of her.
Where are you going with this?
You see, fish are... Oh, wait. I was talking about the sea, was I not? Anyhow, I sense that, like the sea,
your depths are seemingly impossible. Yet, despite your unknowable depths, there is something familiar about you. It's as if we have met somewhere, long, long ago.
Think we've met before?
No, I do not think so. It is all quite strange, really. Still, I do not think you could be a complete stranger either. Both your hair and eyes are unmistakably... Oh, apologies. Just muttering to myself. It is nothing. Mutterings aside...
Somebody's playing
I have to say
Octopath Traveler.
You do not feel like a stranger to me. For whatever reason, I feel deeply connected to you. And for this, I am glad.
And how old are you exactly? I love that. She's definitely ancient. Again, just going back to the part where she goes, yeah, I haven't had this much human interaction in a very, very long time. It's like, yeah, no, you're. I think she is the same thing Rhea is. So,
A dragon, you mean?
yeah. Part of the same dragon race, whatever it is. So, again, that all goes back to my theory. Because, like, okay, so Rhea's the Immaculate One, and Saros was the Immaculate One. So, like, obviously, Rhea is Saros, and so if Rhea is Saros, and, you know, so, like, if Sethith and, if Rhea is Saros, and Sethith and Flame are both able to keep up a, you know, alternate persona and things like that, and hide who they are, then they are probably... Keyhole and Sethlene, because father and daughter, which means that somewhere in this game, and I don't know where, at some point, I will probably run into both Indek and
In
McQueel.
Lady Rhea's absence, I will follow you.
I don't know when.
That's what she would need me to do.
For all I know, I have already met them, and I don't even know yet.
I can say for fact you have not met them.
Okay. Sounds like you'll have trouble. That's fine.
Because I will not budge on that point. Welcome back, Professor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about, you know, the you know, whatever race they are, just, or even if they are just dragons, you know, maybe they're not even a particular race, they're just dragons. But
I can confirm that Makil and Indek do not appear in human form.
Right, okay.
Archbishop. It is a pleasure to see you again. The Church of Saros will follow you from now on, but please do not abandon the search for Lady Rhea.
And you can only encounter Makil in a Verdant Wind run.
But we will support you with all our strength.
Yeah, Verdant Wind, that's what it is. The Crimson...
Golden Deer.
The Golden Deer? That's the Golden Deer?
Verdant Wind is... The Verdant Wind route is Golden Deer.
Okay, I've been thinking wrong, because I've been saying the Verdant Snow, which is what I've been thinking was the other Black Eagles, so I don't know what that one's called then. I remember seeing all the names, but I don't remember what it is.
At your age, I'd expect your whole
So.
As for Indek,
over 5 years.
he can be encountered on a certain...
Noticing, by the way.
a certain paralogue.
Two of us, forever young.
Paralogue's called The Legend of the Lake, and that's about all I'll say on it. But what's interesting is his birthday is March 2nd. M knows why that's interesting to me.
Right.
Of course, anyone who would look at my DeviantArt would know that as well, because I don't exactly keep it a secret. March 2nd is my birthday.
Right.
I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail.
So, if I were to actually play Fire Emblem Three Houses, March 2nd would not only be my birthday, would not only be Celsius's birthday, but would also be Index's birthday.
Right. I've been giving all of the characters different birth. Like each time I do a run, I give them a different birthday, just to have some fun with it too. Obviously, Serene here is on my own birthday, 8/21. But I think Shalera's is March something. I don't remember. I have a particular date. I think it's March 13th. I don't know why, but it's like my favorite date. And again, I couldn't tell you why. Here's that room that I've never been able to get into.
Yeah, the council room.
Yeah, the council of the Cardinals room. I noticed that when I was doing Black Eagles, I was like, oh, I can get in here. And then, yeah, I walk in and it's like, oh, it's the Cardinals room. Okay, now I understand. It's like the Cardinals were probably here up until 5 years ago. So I couldn't get in here.
To the Imperial soldiers killed in the monastery. The ones who were sent to investigate the thieves.
But yeah.
And now you are the Cardinal.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether there are spies observing us, the Imperial Army will...
You and your students.
Your Highness. Dimitri, how could you be so reckless?
Whoops. I was talking to him because he had a quest. Gather the requested resources and deliver them. 1 Verona and 2 Albinian herrings. Alright. Also, not only is the Cardinal room open now,
the 3rd floor.
but also, and I got confused because I didn't know where this was on my Black Eagles file, but come right here, there's stairs here now. I don't know if they were always there and I just couldn't go up them or what. But yeah, 3rd floor. And
Lady Rhea's room.
Yeah, the Archbishop's room. Lady Rhea's room, which I think Edelgard is in here. On Crimson Flower.
Know anything about rebuilding?
Come up here on the first month of Crimson Flower, and Edelgard's up here, I think.
I'm gonna keep Lady Rhea's room spotless, so she can use it right away whenever she gets back.
I don't remember. It's a lot to try to keep in mind from all the different routes, so...
Professor! Oh my, it's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
And this is the Star Terrace, which I feel like is going to be important at some point based off that name, but I don't know. Also, I feel like I've seen the symbol, but I don't know.
Hint, hint, crests.
Yeah, I couldn't recall.
Crest of Saros.
Is it the Crest of Saros? Okay. I thought the Crest of
similar
Saros looked
enough.
different. Yeah, I was thinking the Crest of Saros looked different, though.
I don't think you have anyone with the Crest of Saros in your house.
No, I don't think so. I know Edelgard has the Crest of Saros. Marianne has an unknown crest. But yeah, I know Crest of Ernest. Yeah, I know that Edelgard has the Crest of Saros, but I was thinking it was different looking. I don't know. Alright, well, I think I finally talked to everybody. There don't appear to be any lost items anymore. In Black Eagle's Crimson Flower, whatever you want to call it, there is one. And that goes to Euritza. But it's the only one I found. Also, I've discovered that in the last month, you know, I found that one lost item and was like, that seems to be the only lost item this month, and I found that weird. Turns out that lost item wasn't from that month, that was from 2 months prior, and I just hadn't found it until then.
Gosh!
So, there actually were no lost items that month. It's just I hadn't found that one until then. So, I was like, oh dear. Because I ended up finding it, like 2 months prior. And I was like, that's why it goes to Sylvain even though he's standing right there. Because he's not, normally. Also, all of these people are different. In the Crimson Flower route, they're all Imperial soldiers. These guys are just knights or whatever. They're blue instead of red. They also have different outfits from the Imperial soldiers. So, that's interesting. I see Sedith. Is Flame in this list? Nope, just Sedith.
Yeah, she was. Down at the bottom.
Yeah, but she doesn't get the blue arrow is what I meant.
Yeah, which means you just don't have a meal that... It's not a meal she likes.
Yeah. I was just like, I wanted to see if there was one like this, where I have
both
the
of them.
blue arrow and I get the royal meals and I get the blue arrow. So, because that it just increases support and stuff like that even more, so.
A company of 3 or more at the table.
Do you not enjoy eating when it's just the 2 of us? You wound
Wound
me,
me.
Flame.
Did you not enjoy eating when it's the 2 of us? You wound me. Alright, C rank.
Flame.
Yay!
There you are.
Oh yes, I've seen this one like 5 times now.
You worry too much.
I love this one
I
though.
think a kidnapping is good cause for concern. I was so worried about you I nearly fainted.
Had that not
This is
happened,
definitely a
allowed to
free
join
time
Professor's
skip
class.
support.
Even
That is a dangerous attitude.
Based
Yes.
off of, you know, well, the things that they talk about,
Please
but
understand. I allowed you
then
to
a lot of these supports can be, you know, a lot of these supports are well designed so that they can
very
be
much aware of
done
that.
and
Wanted
still
to
make
speak to you
sense
of
even post time skip.
Yes.
I know that there's a couple supports that have slightly changed lines depending on if they're pre or post time skip because of involving certain characters.
Yeah.
I worry
There was
about your
one,
interactions with the others.
I saw on Nico's playthrough, and I think I mentioned it when I got it here on ours,
The youths of our army
but
are-
he did it before Gerald's death, and I did it after Gerald's death, and there was different dialogue because it was
But
after
Professor and Professors
Gerald's
treated
death. I was like, oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
really cool.
Even so, there must
I made mention of that. I went, hey, wait, those couple of lines are different because it was post Gerald's death, you know?
You worry so much. There
So,
is truly
the
nothing to
very
share.
fact that they would go, like,
Fresh over.
that's an extra level of polish that you just don't need, you know?
unbearable to me.
Blake, your clothes are sharp. Don't use me as a landing/launch pad.
I stand by my
My sister's cat does that to me all the time.
There is one concern that comes to mind.
There's one concern that comes to
Tell me.
mind.
I will help however I can.
I love this
There
part.
is a certain somebody who seems determined to get in the way of my friendships with my classmates.
What? That's horrible.
horrible.
Fear not. I will handle this scoundrel for you. Just
Tell me his name. It is
It
you,
is
brother.
brother. I must be on my way.
I just love Senna's face. He's like, oh, what?
Nico has said it beautifully in the recent episodes I've watched.
Let's see.
For
I was
every other
speaking
student, Seneth is
to her
the
to share her concerns,
perfect professor and guidance counselor.
and no matter.
Except for Flame.
Except for Flame.
When it comes to Flame, he's just a bubbling idiot.
Oh, yes. Well, he's very overprotective father, you know? So, it becomes very obvious why once you realize that he is the extremely overprotective father and everything, you know? So, Hahnemann and Manuela, because I love their B rank support. Which I've got. I haven't gotten here, I don't think.
Companion, Professor.
Professor, please allow me to apologize for the unprofessional behavior of my colleague.
I love these two. Let's see. No, it pushed me up to B. Oh, I did get B rank with them on here. Okay. But it did push me up to B with Hahnemann, so that's cool. I need to do some more work with Gilbert and Annie.
Pardon me, Professor. I am happy to accept your invitation, but...
Well,
And they do have unique dialogue now because I've C-ranked them. So, that's cool. Did not push them any further, but I'm not surprised with how little I think I've only done like 3 meals with them. And I had just gotten C rank the last time, so this doesn't surprise me at all. I do want to do more with Marianne. Oh yeah, Dimitri's unable to build any of his bonds right now. Let's do Marianne and Lysithea, if I've got one with both of them in it. Yes, this one. Marianne, Lysithea, since they can get support. And then we'll do some advanced drills.
I like this dish. It was my father's favorite. Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
Yay! And does that give us any support with them? Yes! I have not seen this one.
Oh, Marianne, there you are! Lysithea? What's all this commotion? What's happening?
Also, Lysithea got tall.
There's been an accident at the training ground.
Just saying. I know I have seen this one.
We need all the help we can get over there. Oh no, but I don't know how We could really use your help before things get out of hand. Come on, hurry! I don't think I would be much help. Oh, for the goddess's sake! You won't know unless you try, will you? Don't decide you're of no use without even giving it a shot. Fine then. Forget it. I'll go on my own. You can just stand here and stare at the wall. I'm sorry. I can't do anything right. Oh. Perhaps I took it too far. Hey! Marianne. Do you have a minute? Listen, I'm sorry about all the stuff I said earlier. The situation was urgent, and I'll admit I wasn't thinking clearly. I shouldn't have been so callous. I hurt your feelings, didn't I? No, it's fine. I'm the one to blame. Huh? But, hey, are you sure you're all... I'm the one who should apologize. All I did was get in your way. You would have made it to the training grounds much sooner if I hadn't slowed you down. Huh? Wait a second. It's all my fault. It's always my fault. The accident was probably my fault too.
Oh, Marianne.
Being so... negative. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
The worst part is, this is most certainly a pre-time skip, because this does not fit Marianne post-time skip.
Yeah, that one is definitely a pre-time skip one. That's just the way some of those are. Basically, if it's C or B rank, it's gonna end up being pre-time skip. So, that said, I don't have to go searching for people anymore for faculty training. I can just see anybody, basically, as long as they're above me. And so I should be able to go see Dorothea here. Actually, this could be a good way of building supports too, is getting training, because training builds supports. So like if they're higher than me in a skill, I can like talk, and like if I need to build support or something with them, I can just like talk to them and be like, here, teach me this, and that gives me support. So I'm mostly looking for, I have to actually look at myself again because it's been a while. Faith, reason, and sword. Sword's almost done because it's almost A+. There's really, it's faith and reason I need to focus on. Reason especially, because I don't even have any of that. And thing is that I think all the people that I could learn reason from, I think I've already got more than enough support with. I guess I could do like Kahneman and Manuela for reason and faith. Let's hit up Kahneman support here, and then we will go in and train with him and Manuela after that.
How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea?
Okay.
It occurs to me that whenever we chat, I have a tendency to pester you with my questions and theories about your history. It seems only fair to speak on the topic of myself for once. And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story.
So you just want me to help you with your research?
Not at all. I am quite honest in my motivations. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh? I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong. So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the reason I've been interested in the topic since I was just a boy. I dedicated myself to my studies, and after years of effort, I became lead crest scholar at the Empire's largest research institution.
Although, something that I just thought of, if Rhea/Saros, Sethith/Keyhole, and Flame/Sethleen are dragons, that means the crests are draconic bloodline. So that's interesting. Give that up.
Research is more important than social standing.
Yes. So that also brings up the question. If all crests are derived from dragon bloodlines, and that means bearers of crests are descendants of dragons, why does Sethith have such disdain for crests?
Ever closer to the answers I have sought for decades.
Right.
Your cooperation as the bearer of the crest of flame.
And how is it that somebody who doesn't have any draconic bloodline can suddenly gain a crest?
In fact, it may bring
you know, like me, for example, because Gerald didn't have a crest.
Actually, he did.
Oh, he did?
He had a crest of Saros, exactly like Rhea's. Alois will touch more on this, so for the moment, that's all I'll say.
Right. Okay.
Together.
Yeah, I remember us saying, like, talking about it and being like, no, he doesn't have a crest, so.
He used to not have one, apparently.
My lab instruments
are fully prepared.
I have a great number of tests I'm excited to carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
Yeah. It's... But even so, like, okay, so even if Gerald did have a crest of Saros, he still did not have a crest of Flames. nobody had a Crest of Flames because the Crest of Flames is from Nemesis. And Nemesis had no kids. Which also brings up the question of, does that, was Nemesis also a freaking dragon? Because, dear Luna.
I'm getting the
I will say one more thing. Those who slither in the dark hold many secrets.
Yeah. Reason. Let's get a level up. Yay, I gained fire. Finally. Knowing that I'm getting the Enlightened One class, like, I started building my reason and stuff like that way earlier on Black Eagles. And you know what? I think other one that can help is probably Mercy, because she can teach me more faith, I think. Because I think I've gotten her, like, A rank or higher on faith. Oh, and she can do reason too. That does make sense, actually. You know what? If you can do reason, do more reason. Alright. Well, there are still a couple more things that we need to do here. Apparently we need to catch a fish down here at the fishing pond, it says. I'm not sure about the resource collecting one. I'm not sure how to do that. Also, I haven't done my high purple fish. Strange fish shadow. Oh, this one's actually difficult. Hey. Well, that was pretty bad, but whatever. Fodlandy, challenging to ensnare. Its ancient fish has swum in the waters of Fodland for countless generations. Neat. That must be the fish that I needed to find.
Yep.
Whoops, that was not... I did not mean to do that. God, after that one, like, these just feel so slow. I actually failed that first one because it was so slow.
You've done me a great service.
Yay, fishing for the big one. Quest complete. You gave one Fodlandy. Alright. Head to battle against pirates, head to battle against desert soldiers, collect several valuable secrets. And I'm not sure what supply one run requires me to do. Don't know if I'm supposed to collect those from, like, fishing and the greenhouse, or exactly how that works, so probably look that up or something.
Yeah, it's from fishing in the greenhouse. Right.
Unfortunately, I don't know where any of those come from, so I'm just gonna plant whatever and call it good. And eventually, I'm sure I will get it. I'll probably look it up at some point, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it. And then, of course, there's always the gifts to buy and give to people and things like that, but most people's motivation is already up. So I don't think I'm going to worry about that too much. If I do, it'll probably be like Ash and Sylvain here that I give some gifts to. Speaking of them, when counting Ash and Sylvain, I actually can just go ahead and do that real fast.
This one, yes.
Because it's, I think I actually already had an exotic spice, but whatever.
This one, yes.
Fishing float can go to, what's his name?
Return soon, please.
Sethith.
Welcome.
And then handkerchief actually can go to Hanuman, I think. I don't want to build him up any further. What is it that Sylvain likes? The board game, actually.
Hello there. This one,
Board
yes.
game.
I thank you. Return
Board
soon,
game
please.
and coffee beans are the two items that you just need to shove into Hubert's face. And so exotic spices.
Wow.
Get that motivation up. And then where was Sylvain? Here he is. Somewhere in here. Oh, he's probably up here because, you know, the map tells you he's there in one place and it's just a close proximity. It's not actually where they're at. Board game.
It tries.
It tries. It could be better, but it tries.
Hello, Blake. You coming to snuggle?
Alright.
Yep.
Unless I want to sit here and work on gifts for 15 other people that need motivation, I'm not too worried. This one. That was some interesting sounds.
Full of cat fur.
Not only did you have a mouthful of cat fur, but like you were muffled, so it didn't even sound like you. It sounded like this weird distant voice going, I'm sitting here going, what the heck is going on over there? You're just hearing, I was like, what the? There's some kind of weird bird outside. That was fun. Anyway, next episode we will be finishing off the day and going into instruction along with probably a battle or something here. We've got Restore the Monastery going on at the end of the month. We've got Gilbert's birthday. We've got St. Sarah's Day, Sweet Tooth Week, and Blessing of the Land still coming up. So interesting. Weather Veins of Fodlan. Ooh.
Yes, that is a new paralogue.
Annie and Gilbert hope to acquire the Hero's Relic of House Dominique from Annie's uncle, Baron Dominique. Ooh. Alright. Yeah, that one's just straight up available. I totally didn't even see it on these other ones. So I guess we'll be doing that next week then, because that sounds interesting. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist. That way you can get caught up on any of the episodes you might have missed. And with that, I'll see you guys, or we will see you guys next time.
Have a good day, everyone.
See you later.